Today, we're comparing two more Office suites, Microsoft Office and OnlyOffice. Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're talking about two of the best Office suites on the market right now. The Titan, Microsoft Office, compared to the fairly newcomer, OnlyOffice. We're going to use the same criteria we used before. It's going to be design, app choice, features, cost, and support. Let's talk about design. Now, Microsoft Office is the king when it comes to Office suites, being that more people use it, more businesses use it, and it has a modern design. So Microsoft is the example of what you need to at least be at. So it's a clean, minimalist design. The same color choices that they made years ago is the same one they have now. So for the longest, Word has been blue, or PowerPoint has been red, or Excel has been green. And to keep that branding going, that you know that if I use Word 15 years ago, I kind of know what it looks like today. Even though it's drastically changed, it's more of a clean, minimalist, modern style. What I also like about it is even if you get kind of confused of what's going on, you can hover your pointer over whatever it is, and it gives you a little brief synopsis of what it does or what it can do for you. And the design is consistent between apps. That means that one app doesn't function or look completely different than another app. You may have a different color scheme, but as far as the ribbon on top, or how the ruler is set, or anything, or how you get to a file, everything is consistent. It's not a drastically different experience as far as functionality between the apps. OnlyOffice, on the other hand, has a very similar look and feel as Microsoft Office. If you look at them side by side, you'll see that they almost look the same, right? You can tell that OnlyOffice did just enough so people can't say that, hey, you are copying Microsoft Office. But if you look at them, very similar color scheme and things like that. But as far as functionality and how it's pleasing to the eye, OnlyOffice does just as good of a job as Microsoft Office. So for this point, they both get the point. The next one is app choice. Microsoft has an abundant choice of apps. Let's just name all the ones I can remember to write down. You got your core apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Then you have Outlook, Access, OneNote, Teams, Skype. Teams, Skype, don't. That's a discussion for another day. Anyway, OneDrive, Publisher, SharePoint. Those are the ones I can remember right now. Now, on OnlyOffice, you have your same core, document, spreadsheets, presentation, but you also have DM, CRM, projects, mail, community, and calendar. I don't see a lot of flexibility when it comes to OnlyOffice. As far as for a wide range of users, I don't know how many people will be using the DM, CRM, projects, mail, community, and the calendar. Well, I can see people using calendar, but OnlyOffice with its app choice doesn't lend itself to a variety of different users and use cases. Microsoft Office does that. You can take any number of combinations that you need. I think not having a database, which is key to some people, and it offers that flexibility. Not having a note-taking system, not having a answer to Teams or Skype. I know you can do some things in your projects that's kind of similar to Teams, but not really. There's no publisher, there's no SharePoint. By OnlyOffice not having that wide-ranging choice of apps, it's a detriment to it. So for this, give it to Microsoft. The next thing we're talking about is features. And when we're talking about Office 365, anywhere you have internet connectivity, you have access to your Office 365. Another feature of Office, not just Office 365, is going to be, it's the default. It's what every other Office suite that comes out paid, free, open source has to at least be like, because everybody knows Office. No matter if you used it in school, no matter if you use it in your work life, no matter if you use it in your public life. It is the default. It is the thing that everybody knows. So being default is a huge feature of Office or MS Office. By also being the default, you have this section that every one of the apps have, and it's called add-ons. And the add-ons feature is so powerful because everybody makes add-ons for MS Office. So if you want to take, I don't know, TurboTax or Evernote or whatever the add-on is and make your product or make your Office that much better, you can start adding things that you use in other parts of your life to make things easier. For like when you're making spreadsheets, you can bring in some of your accounting software that adds stuff in, or you can pull information from that so you can make that workflow easier whenever you're building your spreadsheet, right? Or you can pull in whatever the add-on is. They have so many different add-ons that can help your Office life, and that's a huge advantage. The features of OnlyOffice is that it's so close to the experience as far as usability as Microsoft Office. Being that Microsoft Office is the default, as close as you can get to that is fantastic. Another thing that OnlyOffice claims is that it's the most compatible with MS Office. If you don't know, LibreOffice, one of the darlings of the Office suite, LibreOffice has a problem with compatibility when it comes to Microsoft Office. You can do some things like download the core apps and things like that, and don't use weird formatting, and that helps that problem. But with OnlyOffice, they claim that they are more compatible as far as fonts and formatting. And from what I've seen, about 98.5% of the time, anything I do in OnlyOffice, I can open in MS Office. And why is that important? Because Microsoft Office is the default when it comes to Office Suite. So anything that you do in OnlyOffice can be opened by, let's say if you are working with a company and they have MS Office and you have OnlyOffice, right? Instead of having to do all these crazy conversions and converting things like that, you save it to your computer, send it to them, and they can't tell the difference because it opens seamlessly. So that's a huge feature when it comes to OnlyOffice. Another good thing about OnlyOffice is a video I did before. I talked about the mobile app. The mobile experience when it comes to OnlyOffice is a lot better than the MS Office experience, because with MS Office, each app you have to download to your phone. When it comes to OnlyOffice, it's all in one group. So you don't have to go outside the app to switch between presentations or documents or spreadsheets. It's all right there, and the experience is a lot smoother than it is in the MS Office experience. So for that, I'm gonna give both of them the point. The next criteria is cost. Let's talk about MS Office. MS Office has a mind-blowing number of SKUs. Let's go over a couple of them. So for the basic package that serves up to 6 people, it's going to be $9.99 a year for the basic Office apps. It's going to be Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, and OneNote, Skype, and a couple other different apps, right? Fine. If you just want one person, it's going to be $69.99 per year. If you're a student and you just need your core, like Microsoft Office, Excel, PowerPoint, and I believe Outlook, it's $149.99. If you're not a student, it's $249.99. And that's just the consumer side. Let's go to a company that I use for work called CDW, and because I work for a municipality, it's CDWG. So if we go there and look at the dizzyingly array of different SKUs, because you can have ones that have compliance, and it's just, you can have ones that have just these number of apps or just that. It's so confusing. It's so many different SKUs that it's just mind-boggling. It just seems like the accountants just got together and be like, how can we maximize this and pull every dollar we possibly can? And because it's so confusing, it's frustrating at times, even from a professional level, having so many different prices. It's why do you do that? OnlyOffice, of course, your core, your 3, your writer, your spreadsheet, and your presentation app is free because it's open source. Hey, that's already a better proposition when it comes to OnlyOffice. If you do need things like collaboration or those other apps that aren't the core apps, they offer a home server and an enterprise server. The home server is $149 a one-time payment. And you can do things like collaborate up to 10 people. I'm guessing like an office of people. You guys can go back and forth. But again, when it comes to having your own home server, the thing is you have to maintain it, update it, things like that. So that's something to think about. But as far as costs, it's OnlyOffice. Why would it not be OnlyOffice? I mean, the SKUs alone are, even if they are justified when it comes to Microsoft Office, it's just... And the last category is going to be support. Support is one of the things that Microsoft doesn't do well. Now, they do have a forum you can go in and answer questions. They also have moderators in these forums. And when I tell you that the moderators give you the most surface level of support. Now, I understand when it comes to less IT savvy users or people who IT or tech isn't their thing. I get that. But me being a professional, when I have an issue, I have an issue. So when I go on the forums looking for an answer, you'll have the mods there and they give the most basic general answer. And if it's not this surface level answer, they cannot help you. So hopefully somebody who is more knowledgeable can give you a solution to the problem, because the moderators from my years and years of using MS Office in the professional realm do not help at all. They come in, they'll copy and paste whatever they're looking at, whatever book that Microsoft gives them to do that. And it's just, I've never used the actual support ticket where you put your name and problem in to give to somebody. Maybe you'll get elevated to another level. I don't know if that costs anything extra. I've never had to use it. So as far as that, I can't help you. Just because it's been around so long, hopefully your problem, there's a YouTube video or some blog post out there that you can go out there and find it. Because if you go to the forum and ask for mod help, they don't know. Unless it's a simple problem. They get those really well. But if it's anything more complex than a surface level problem, yeah, don't go to the Microsoft forum. OnlyOffice has forums too. They're not as robust as the Microsoft Office ones. The one big advantage that OnlyOffice has is that the core apps are open source. And if you know anything about the open source community, these guys love working together and coming up with a solution for issues. It's just part of that open source community, because you have to, when you're dealing with open source products, service those things yourself. Or you can make plugins, or you can make fixes, or you can do whatever you need to it. So problem solving is baked into the whole idea of open source, right? I've never used the support where you have to put in your name and problem and put a ticket in. I've never used it. But as far as the forums that are out there and the YouTube videos that are out there, it's not as robust as there. But when you have an issue in OnlyOffice, the open source people do a better job at not only being at the service level, you can go down. And there's also a wiki you can go in and look for different things as far as what you need. And if there's a big problem, you can just go in there and easily find a solution. So for this, I gotta give it to OnlyOffice. And with a total of 4, OnlyOffice wins. Unlike a lot of people, I'm not a hater of Microsoft. I don't dislike Microsoft. They make one of the best pieces of equipment, the Surface. It's the only real competitor of everybody else when it comes to the Apple iPad. They make Azure. Azure is a fantastic platform. Microsoft Office isn't a bad suite. The two things that frustrate me the most about Microsoft Office is going to be the cost, all those SKUs, and the support whenever you have an issue. There's just virtually almost no support. No deeper support anyway. What I do like about OnlyOffice is it's a newer Office suite compared to the other ones that are out there. And it seems like they're continually to improve the platform as the days and the years go by. And I'm very excited to see where they go from here. So out of the 2 Office suites, what's your favorite of the 2? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this type of video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like this type of video. If you like these type of comparison videos, I made 2 other videos like this comparing OnlyOffice to LibreOffice and LibreOffice to Microsoft Office. So if you like this type of video, give those a watch, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.